Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut, normally here with Mike Kelly, but he's out at the Cantry in Oakdale today, so he won't be here. He gave his actual numbers yesterday for the state. So if you want to know what those are, just go to yesterday or listen to us on the podcast. So let me get right into the news. The BLS jobs report came out today, and that showed there was an increase of 227,000 jobs in the month of November, which was above the expectation of 200,000. Who sets these expectations? Who sets these numbers? Employment gains in September and October were also revised higher by 56,000. The unemployment rate increased by 1/10 to 4.2%, in line with estimates. Weekly average earnings were 7/10 for the month and up 3.7% year over year. I want to go through a couple little things. So remember, there's two surveys on this report. There is the jobs, and then there's the household survey where they talk to people. So I don't know who they call because I've never been called. Have you been called? It showed there was 355,000 job losses on the household surveys. The previous report showed 368,000 job losses. So clearly there's a big divergence between the business and household surveys. The gap is almost 2 months and is 1 million jobs. Long story short, that's why we kind of call this the Bureau of Line Statistics. It is a government report. And currently, why would they want to show truly where it is? I mean, it's this current minute. I don't want to knock this administration anymore because it's going out and we're done with it. And this week was jobs week. Next week is inflation week. That's right, inflation week. Tuesday, we have productivity and unit labor costs. Wednesday, we have mortgage applications, consumer price index, the 10-year bond auction. And Thursday, we have initial jobless claims and producer price index. So next week's going to show kind of where we're going forward with inflation and everything else. Today, the bond was actually doing pretty well early on, and the stock market wasn't doing that great. Currently, we are up. Where is it? All right. So we're up. The 10-year started the day at 4.17. We're currently at 4.16. It was as low as 4.12 today. So we're starting seeing that. So I see that we're going to start seeing the bond market rates continue to get better, and the 10-year continue to go back down to where we need it to be. We needed about 50 basis points from here. We're back to where we were in September. And that was a good number. People really like those rates. I like those rates because I can do a lot of refinances and help people save from being smart and buying the house, and then understanding that later they can always lower that rate. Uh, what's new? I've been reached out to. I was on a podcast for divorce people going through divorces, because a lot of people don't understand when you go through a divorce what to do with the house, how one person could buy the other person out, how those things can come into play, how does that affect everything. And it was nice being on that podcast to explain that. And I was reached out to send my book. So I'm going to put out there, if you guys want to copy my book because you need it to understand what's going on, just reach out to me, direct message me, and I'll send you a copy signed. And that's pretty much, I can't say that's the news for the day because that's really all the news today. I lied. Manufactured homes are seeing a faster appreciation than anything else right now, about 37% higher with manufactured homes. And that would be, a manufactured home is a mobile home after June of 76. So in June of 76, FHA said this is no longer going to be called mobile homes. They're going to be called manufactured home. And the big difference between that and a modular home that is built in a factory is the manufactured home has to come out on its own chassis. And that means with wheels and everything. And then they bring it on site, take the wheels off usually, and just leave there. Once it is put on a permanent foundation, then it's considered real property. But they were just talking about that average sales of new site built single family homes, excluding land, rose by 37% in that same period. But if you look at the manufactured homes, they're going up by 58.34% from 2018 to 2023. That's a huge increase. And there was one more. Oh, yeah. Fewer Americans are moving, but Atlas Van Lines ranked Arkansas, Rhode Island, and North Carolina as three states that for people getting inbound movers in 2024. The migration outbound states were where'd they go? We're Louisiana. So these are the states that people are leaving from. Louisiana, California, of course, we got number 2 on the list, Illinois, South Dakota, and New York. I can see New York and California, but again, most people are leaving California now is because they think they can go somewhere else and actually afford a home. Because if you were trying to buy somewhere else already, you're a little late in that. Every place we've went to have increased those values so much drastically. It's huge. And now I'm going to say that's pretty much the news for today that I saw. And again, when I was talking about earlier about divorce, going through a divorce, or even transfer trust sales, I get involved with that a lot with doing the refinance to buy the person out of the trust so they can keep the house. Or I have one right now where uh, we're doing a reverse mortgage because they were together forever and later on in life, and now she has to, in order to stay there, buy the estate out and do a reverse mortgage. And then that way she can stay there for the rest of her life. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. You don't just throw up your hands when you're going through a divorce or in trust sales where you're trying to buy that property. Reach out to us and we can help you. All right, that's it for today. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We're on the radio tomorrow at 12 noon on 1360 KFIV here local, and 1280 in Stockton. I think 92 up in the Tuolumne area. Or if you don't want to listen to you, and that's, you can just go to the iHeart app, type in Real Estate Jerky, and you'll be able to listen to us. Or you can just listen to it on Monday after midnight because we go live on our podcast. That's the same show. It's a little bit longer. They add in a little extra stuff that we talk about. Not everything makes it on the radio because we sometimes say things that shouldn't be on the radio. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day. It is a beautiful day out. The sun's there. It's nice and cool. And I'm going to get out there and enjoy the day. So I think you should do the same. If you have any questions or have anything, just reach out to me, direct message me. And everybody who wants to get involved with that podcast, the podcast course I'm doing, I'll be reaching out to you today to kind of tell you what I'm looking to do. All right. Thank you. Make it a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.